you ready for some awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean? It's time for 6 Minute Abs. Step into my office. Let's go! What's up, fantasy world, and welcome to another edition of 6 Minute Abs. Awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean. We're here today talking Bravo Squad 9, and the one hole we had Keys Louise. Let's see how they did. Starting out with Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. That's a great way to start, but from there, I feel like they kind of started to fall off the rails a little bit. I love Achane falling to 3-1, but to take Lemon there over some of the other receivers that are more proven, I probably wouldn't have gone that route. I do like Rashee Rice, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman to follow that up, so if Lemon works out for you, okay, that'll be fine. Travion Henderson, DeAndre Swift to fill out the rest of the running back room is not bad either. I don't really care for the fact that you waited until the 9th round. I love that you got George Kittle there, but George Kittle, Johnson, and Taylor is a little bit of a scary room because you just don't know what to expect from Kittle. The rest of the team, I think he kind of fell into some auto as he went down the rest of the path. And the one thing I do not like about everything that's beyond that is the fact that he does not have another quarterback on this roster. If he runs into any issues and injury with those quarterbacks, he will have a hard time.
Coming in at 102, we have M. Weldon 1, and his quarterback room is Drake May and Caleb Williams. Really like that a lot. The strength of this team is definitely the receivers, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, newly Buffalo Bill, DJ Moore, and Jordan Addison in Minnesota. But the running back room, I actually like it with Quinshon Judkins and Cam Skattebo, but where I think you made a huge error, M. Weldon, is you passed up on Devon Achane and Jonathan Taylor. I would have much rather have them as my RB1 going forward. So other than that, though, I mean, I don't think the team's too bad. You do have a single tight end in Dallas Goedert and really nothing else. So I actually think this team's going to compete. You may have a little problem with the tight end, but wouldn't shock me if you ended up in the top 5.
Wow, Scott's being real nice tonight. Ballsy 251 in the 3-hole. Started out with the first running back off the board and Bijan Robinson, followed up with Bucky Irvin, Bashal Tutin, and James Conner to fill out a pretty solid room there in running back. And the receiving core, he started out with London, followed that up with McMillan, who I thought at 410 was a steal, and then came all the way down to 9-3 for Devontae Adams. What is happening? 9-3? That's ridiculous. DK Metcalf right behind that fills out a pretty solid receiver room. Thanks to you guys letting him get 9-3. Devontae Adams, ridiculous. Harold Finn and Brenton Strange fills out a pretty solid tight end room, and honestly, throughout the rest of this draft, he did a pretty decent job filling out some depth. I'd be a little worried about the tight ends, but other than that, I think this team is definitely competitive and probably one of the top teams.
Wow. All right. Coming in at 1-4, we got Mundog, and he has a pretty sexy quarterback room. We got Trevor Lawrence. We have Dak Prescott and Bryce Young right there. Really like that a lot. Everyone knows we'll have the quarterbacks. The running back room is Jahmyr Gibbs at 1-4. Kyron Williams down at in the round 5, which I think is a pretty good value there. Blake Corum backs up Kyron Williams. And then Kenny Gainwell in Tampa, I think he'll do very well there. The receiving room's a little on the weak side. He does have George Pickens, who he stacked very nicely with Dak Prescott. He ended up with Parker Washington, who stacked him with Trevor Lawrence. So I like the stacking. He has Jaden Reed, Shakir, and Coker that may take another step this year. And the tight end room with Kincaid, Hunter Henry, and Terrence Ferguson, not too bad. Do I like this team a lot? Do I like this team to finish in the top 5? Yes, I do.
Man, well, Scott loves his quarterbacks, and I forget about him. Ballsy 251. I'm so sorry not to mention the fact that you have Justin Herbert and Jordan Love as your quarterbacks. So let's move back to 1-5 now and talk about the team we're supposed to be talking about in Sweet Laka. Yes,
that was a debacle.
It's pretty late right now, and you're probably going to get more mistakes than that. This will be a debacle of an episode. Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, Jacoby Brissett, strong quarterback room there. We talked about him this time, so now I can move forward happy and healthy. Malik Neighbors, Zay Flowers, Luther Burden, good receiving room there. Omarion Hampton, Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears, Woody Marks. I do like that you were able to snag Marks late like that. I still think he's got some good value at this point. Tyler Warren and Jake Ferguson, I think, is a nice 1-2 punch in the tight end room. And in fact, you were able to get Hawk and Fryer that much later. I think it's a pretty solid team here. I really do like what you did here, Sweet Laka. I think you have a chance to be really competitive in this league.
Coming in at 1-6, we got World War 3. Quarterback room, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, and one Aaron. The running back room, you got Christian McCaffrey in the middle of the second round. I think that's pretty good value for his RB1. He has Williams in Dallas and a couple rookies and Coleman. And I don't know where the other rookie is. We're blundering this up really bad. But he did have Zach Charbonnet, Trey Benson, and Tank Bigsby, who I think will have definitely a role in Philly behind Saquon. His wide receiver room, Puka Nacua at 1-6, Chris Olave, who I really like there, coming off a big year. Looks like a couple rookies. I do like Michael Wilson a lot in Arizona. And then his tight end room, he's got Chigo Okonkwo, Tucker Kraft, which everybody knows who I love him. So do I like this team? I think this team's more of a middle-of-the-road team going forward. That's World War III.
Well, World War III has a picture of Taylor Swift up there, and we're just going to keep shaking it off and moving forward because we are both falling apart every time we try to speak today. Jimmy Wojo is drafted in the 7th hole. Let's see if I can make it through Jimmy Wojo's team without blundering it up. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Mike Evans, and Christian Watson. What a combo right there. I think that's a really solid receiving room. And the fact that he got Jonathan Taylor all the way down at 3-7 is a travesty. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves for letting that happen. Kyle Monungai, Rasheed White, Aaron Jones. I think he dropped the ball, not getting another running back somewhere before that. I think that didn't really help out with his depth at all. Sam Laporta and Garrett Helm, I'm also worried about his depth there. Started out really hot on this team. Matthew Stafford, Fernando Mendoza, and Tua Tagovailoa are all three guys I think that'll start. I just think that he kind of fell off in the end by not filling out some depth on that one. It's not my favorite team by you, Jimmy. It's a good one, but not my favorite.
Coming in at 108, the spot that I always seem to get in every one of these best ball drafts. We have Young Houseboat, and this is one of my favorite teams. Jared Goff and Kyler Murray, now a new Viking in Minnesota. He has Geno Smith as a third quarterback, where Aaron Glenn says that Geno is going to take the Jets to the promised land this year. His running backs, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Warren, really like that a lot. And then check out this receiving core. Amon-Ra, Jetta in the second round, Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin. The list goes on, and these tight ends are even better. You got Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Njoku, which Sean and I both agree that he's going to sign somewhere and be a very good contributor. So, Young Houseboat, you did a tremendous job with this team. You are going to finish in the top 2.
Yeah, you definitely drafted a lot better in the 8 hole than Scott does. Josh Curry, 18, drafted in the 9 spot. Started out with Jackson Smith, the Jigba, Cardell Tate, and Romeo Dobbs. Oh, Romeo Dobbs. Oh, I screwed all that up. Rome Odunze. I am so sorry, Mr. Rome Odunze, that I said the name wrong. You are definitely a better receiver than the other guy. Jackson Smith, the Jigba, Cardell Tate, and Rome Odunze fills out that receiving starting spots. Ashton Janty, Breece Hall, Ramondre Stevenson, and Price down there to fill out the room there, I think is a solid running back room. Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Michael Penix. I don't think Michael Penix starts, but I don't hate it. I also like that you grabbed Ty Simpson because I do think he ends up starting. So you do have 3 starting quarterbacks, in my opinion. I like Kadir Sadiq. I just wish you had another tight end to kind of back him up that I had more confidence in than AJ Barner or Stowers. Otherwise, I do think this team was really solid except for that one little glaring hole in the tight end room.
Coming in at 110, we have Trader Clem, and it's nice to see Trader Clem drafting down here instead of in the top 5 every single time. So let's break down this team. His quarterback room, he always does really well. He's got Burrow, Malik Willis, who's going to run around like a chicken with his head cut off in Miami. We got Daniel Jones, so really like that there. He ended up the tight end room with Brock Bowers and Isaiah Likely. I think he's going to do really well there in the Giants. I mean, John Harbaugh's going to use him like Mark Andrews. So I really like that. Dalton Schultz, I like a lot. And then Kate Otten way down there in the 19th round. So his running back room, he had to get a bill. So you got James Cook, David Montgomery, who I think in all honesty is going to be, I don't think he's going to have the whole backfield to himself. I think Woody Marks is going to be a 50-50 split there. J.K. Dobbins, I really like in the 12th round. He's going to be the lead back there in Denver. And it looks like a couple rookies down the road there. Not too bad. Who am I missing? Oh, yeah, his wide receivers, Nico Collins. We have a rookie in Tyson. Newly rich Alec Pierce. Romeo Dobbs, who I really like that draft pick right there, going to New England. Xavier Worthy in the 14th. What are we doing, everyone? But other than that, Sean, not a bad team, but it's not better than Young Houseboat.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. Go Lions 33. Started out with a couple of tight ends right out the board with Trey McBride and Colston Loveland. I promise you, you're not going to get a better tight end room in this league. That's for sure. CJ Stroud, Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward, all starters. A little concerned about the youngsters because you just don't know for sure that they're going to have a good year. But it's still nice to have guys that you know are going to start, at least 3 of them. Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, RJ Harvey, Tony Pollard, I think are all good picks there. The one room that I think he's kind of slacking on a little bit because he waited so long to start attacking it was the receiver room, where he's got Jalen Waddle, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jaden Higgins, Booty, Washington, Naylor. There's a couple of guys that you know are going to be a part of their offense for a pretty good amount of it, but the rest of them are a little bit more of a week-to-week crapshoot. So I'm a little concerned about that aspect of his team. Otherwise, I do really like this team, Go Lions. I think you did a pretty good job drafting, especially being that I'm not usually a fan of 2 tight ends in your first 2 picks. It did work out well for you this time.
All right, and finishing the draft off at the 12 hole, we got the truck driver. Start off with 2 quarterbacks. I love it. Lamar Jackson, Jackson Dart, 2 running quarterbacks. Like that a lot. Hammered out 2 running backs in newly Kansas City Chiefs. Ken Walker. We got Travis Etienne, who's new in New Orleans. We got Rico Dowdle in Pittsburgh. And Tyler Algier, he's going to get the starting role probably in Arizona over James Conner. So really like the running back room. And all the way down, actually, I just picked it out right now. LaQuint Allen in Jacksonville. He's going to probably have the passing down role there now that Travis Etienne is gone. So I like that pick right there. His wide receiving room, we have 2025 bust Ladd McConkey. We got Emeka Ibuka, Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas Jr. These guys should step it up this year after a lackluster year. Pat Bryant's buried on the depth chart, and Adonai Mitchell should be somebody that Geno Smith should be able to throw to. He's pretty much the only one there besides Garrett Wilson. The tight end room I really like a lot with Kyle Pitts, Rondé Gadsden, and it's not Jake Tongue, it's Jake Tonjins. So really like that right there. This is one of my favorite teams also going forward. So the truck driver, you are going to finish in the top 3.
Look at that. All right, guys. Well, that's the cabal of a draft that we just went through for you guys. I hope you guys had fun listening to us mess that one up, and look forward to the next one. If you haven't already, please, please, please like and subscribe to Sudden Death Fantasy Sports. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We are out of here.
Let's go!
Thanks for watching 6 Minute Ads. Please like and subscribe to Sudden Death Fantasy Sports.
Let's go!